Buenas tardes, buenos días, no sé, ¿cómo está? How are you guys? How are you guys doing? I'm finally doing well. First and foremost, I'd like to say that there have been some things in the country that have been breaking out that I definitely do want to discuss, but I also just want to journal. This really is what this sort of channel or archive of a YouTube channel is. Me just journaling and talking about life. And so I'm living in Mexico, right? That's one thing for sure. Just got back from company travel and then came back. I started living here sometime in earlier, January, so coming up around 50 or so days. And even, a little bit later from here, I'll be in Durango. Me and my friend, we're going to, we've been to Progreso. We want to go to Celestun y Campeche. Campeche. One of the other areas we like to go to is, oh boy, Ciudad de Mexico. Ciudad de Mexico. That's definitely one of them, the city of Mexico. I don't know when. Maybe April, or maybe just outside of this 6 month venture. I'm going to Cancun, um, Tulum, Playa del Carmen, y Isla Mujeres. I don't remember, but all around this Yucatan Peninsula, and I think Quintero, I think is the other state to the east of us. Forgetting names, can't pronounce names. I'm still working on it. Todavía estoy aprendiendo. But one of the things for sure is that I'll be in Mexico for a little while. Um, Never really considered La Paz, um, and there's really no other areas I suppose I'd want to go to. So, you know, honestly, looking at these 6 months is exciting. I really am going to be all around the country, you know, not all around the world, not all around the continent, all around the country, you know, in Mexico. I really want to do that because each place is different. Each place is different, a scent or aroma of culture, different scent of culture. ¿Está bien? Well, maybe that was my cue to kind of get on to what I was here about. A great series of events have happened within the past 72 hours, or really 48 hours, yeah, within the last 48 hours, and one might even say this month, that have uh, a series of events have happened, and these events have affected the American people, the people of Mexico, um, the um, Latin America community as a whole in some regard. And this is my perspective on it all. Being in Yucatan, Merida, is one of the things where, fortunately, I guess I'm spoiling it, TLDR, nothing has happened here in the city whatsoever. But I would still like to sort of give my views and some things that I've been thinking about a little bit. So, ooh, where do I start? I guess journaling about my day. Went to church Sunday, very nice. Went back home since I'm still recovering from this injury. I got injured. I'm telling you, whenever I play soccer with the locals, I'm like, I'm doing something my body hasn't done before. I'm a different person on the field. And so, big gash wound. I slid, still made the score, so it was probably worth it. Um, and then didn't get back home until like 4 hours after the event. Then I go in, I put rubbing alcohol on it. I literally screamed. I have not screamed in years, like genuinely, like from the depths of my throat and not bowels, but diaphragm. I let out this loud, almost um, gashing sound. It was ridiculous. It was the worst pain I've ever felt in my entire life. hands bar to none. It's genuinely terrible. Like I would have been better off biting down on a towel, like how in the movies they do it when they cut off their appendages or whatever. But besides that point, I'm just glad to be okay now. I've had no stinging pains the day after Sunday. It was pretty bad. Um, that night it happened, it was hard to sleep. Last night, fine. Today, todo bien. So luckily, and even right now, it's very like minimal leakage, minimal anything. I don't really feel anything here. The body really is you know, a miracle, a walking miracle. And God is good. What can I say? Anyway, after that, Monday, I had explored something. This would be yesterday. Explored that the local library does a language exchange every Monday, 7 to 9, and Wednesdays between English speakers and Spanish speakers. And there were people around my age or so, some senior citizens, some regular adults. It was genuinely beautiful, like looking at that and seeing that, hey, this is another place to meet people. So, man, it really does pay to be active. It really does. Me and my friend Rojo, we went ayer to a taco place. I forget the name of it, but the tacos were so good. I know some tacos are really nice. Oh my god, the tacos are really nice around here. The ones down there were, oh my gosh. And so when he talks about the tacos in Ciudad de Mexico are so good, ah, I gotta go. I have a layover flight going there next Sunday for only 30 minutes. So I can't, catch any tacos. And even with the state of the world, I'll get into it. I wouldn't want to leave the airport all so much, but man, oh man, they sound like the tacos you'd want to risk your life for. So that's really nice that I was able to do that yesterday. Get some good tacos. Sunday after church, and this is where we get into the series of events um, that has sort of happened and transpired around somewhere between, I want to say, 11 and 1 p.m. Some events had occurred in Jalisco, about 1,500 miles west from where I am, Yucatan, Mérida, specifically in the town. And it was by a port, Valera, something like that. Another popular city near it is Guadalajara, but U.S. intelligence had given information over to the Mexican government, and with that information, the Mexican government had taken action and captured, kidnapped, and killed a very popular but more so notorious uh, drug lord, kingpin, cartel leader, and it had the city in a ruckus right afterwards within just a few hours, where cartel members were going out of their way to burn buildings, burn down cars, not attacking citizens. Around 62 to 70 confirmed casualties have happened, primarily between cartel men and between the military men that are risking their lives to protect this country, that I so earnestly pray for, that God be with them. And only single digits, still very unfortunate. I believe it's maybe uh, 4 to 8, if my estimate is right. Maybe citizens who have been perhaps in the middle of fire, or something else, that just aren't in that category of army men, Navy SEALs, etc., and then cartel men. That's the information that I'm getting so far, and that's a sort of an objective view that I'm looking at it with. Interestingly enough, what does this mean for me being here? Jalisco, Mexico in general, it's a lot, I'll admit. First off, I'll say this: I'm fine. Gracias, Dios. It's one of the amazing things that Mérida es muy tranquilo y todo bien aquí. I don't know what it is. Some of my Mexican friends say there's a bribe between the cartel men and leaders and etc. to have Yucatan or Merida safe in total. You know, is it true? Is it not? I don't know. Even the surrounding states around me, they have been marked off by the U.S. as completely fine, business as usual. Tulum, Cancun, Quintaro, I think that's the name of the state that is east of me. This peninsula area is very safe, and really anything dangerous, I think I have to go 1,000 miles out. The place of the actual events, I believe, 1,500 miles out. So amazing to hear that all is good with me. The buses stopped for maybe a good 2 hours the day of. Monday morning, they were back to usual. Security has increased, and I've seen maybe one or two more police cars than usual, sure, but armed gunmen, no. They're really around the border, the peninsula, where the states, connect and everything. The only case I've seen is two car burnings on the highway um, from the Cancun airport to the Cancun Merida highway, and that was maybe 4 hours out. So it wasn't anything major. Zero confirmed casualties across this peninsula area, not only in Merida, Yucatan, but Quintaro y Campeche. I believe Campeche is its own state south of Yucatan, and has memory and everything. So very good news. I thank God truly that everything is okay so far. And even on top of that, everything is settling down. It is getting better day by day. I'm reading the reports hourly. Every night, every morning, I'm checking up with my parents, like, hey, everything's good. Things have settled down. I'm trying my best to play devil's advocate to say that there's a reason for me to leave, but airports were only shut down in the affected areas of Jalisco, cerca de Guadalajara, and maybe four airports I think were affected, but everything else is now back open as far as I can tell. Don't quote me on that part, that airports all over across Mexico are all open right now. But best believe I've seen reports that certain ones have opened back up that were previously closed, but none in the none in the peninsula. There we go. Were closed during the sort of area of the events. So that's a lot, right? Um, my thoughts on it moving forward, things that will happen, things that won't happen. I'll say this: um, the events that happened so far, worst case scenario, something's on my foot. Worst case scenario, you take it as a warning. Like, hey, this is what we're capable of, but unless we get our demands, is the cartel saying this, we will continue with even further action. Okay, um, you know, let's see that play out. Let's see evidence of more events happening. And until then, things are fine as of now. Will the US take this as a reason to then invade Mexico or something of the sort? I'm not so sure. And I'd hate for that to happen, honestly, with the events that have happened in Venezuela with Maduro and the capturing of him. Is there reason to suggest that the U.S. would want to get more involved with this Mexico event? I should have mentioned earlier this month in February, there were sightings of American air forces and planes coming over the Mexico border, the Mexican border from the sort of south border and tip of Texas, and there really wasn't too much conversation around that topic. But afterwards, what I had noticed was, of course, so conveniently, the events of today happened. And it also marks, I believe, 7 years or somewhere around less than 10, I believe. Don't quote me, but several years ago when they had captured the other drug cartel leader. It marks the same exact date, the 2nd of February, or the 22nd of February. Which leader it was, how those events transpired, I can't remember exactly, but um, you know, they say history doesn't really repeat itself, but it walks in a circle. It doesn't repeat itself, but it loves to rhyme. It doesn't repeat itself, but it has a twin. Whatever you want to say about history, it has shown that these events, have a sort of retaliation afterwards, a dying down, and what really happens is like a 7 day, 14-day watch list period. And what that means is just as a civilian, you sort of watch what's going on for the next 2 weeks, and if things don't transpire and get worse, it's safe to assume that things are going to stay that way for a good little minute. But of course, I'm just really waiting for any sort of big news to drop, and I pray to God every day, every night that it doesn't happen. I haven't prayed for a goodness gracious a country as hard as I have for Mexico, and I'm American, which is crazy. I'm American, American to the blood. I'll tell you that. I always say, "Oh, born in Baltimore, Baltimore." Raised in Atlanta like that. About one of the things that I raised in Atlanta, but I'm made in Texas. That's for sure. I'm made in Texas. So, pero estoy en México ahora. Y no sé, pero en el futuro, es estaré seré un dominicano o cubano o brasiliano. Sí, sí. I don't know, but overall, it's been pretty good. So far, the weather is nice here in Yucatan. We've had zero incidents of anything. The locals are joking around about the events as if anything's going to happen. If anything, the people here are less worried than I am. The people here are less alert than I am, which is how you want things to be as a non-native, right? This is one of the things. So it's really important. But hey, it is what it is. We're gonna see where things go. I think that really does cover everything with the amount of events. But every minute since its inception and the events have happened, I've heard nothing but better news day by day, and that calms the hearts and minds of my family and friends. And it's amazing to hear. But best believe, I still have the option of like if I need to, boom, immediate one way flight. I'll leave a suitcase here, and I will. Best believe I'll carry on only, and I'll be gone. But yeah, man, it's been a blessing. It's been a blessing to be here. Um, I really am curious where these next few weeks will go. Really, March 8th, March 15th. Like, I'm really gonna be like March 8th, March 15th. I'm gonna be settled in March's continuation and hopefully seeing that growth um, in a lot of areas like the beard, right? The facial routine, the everyday out in the sun and the tanning and the different tone of skin. I already smell different, right? The haircut style that I'll have, whatever the case may be. May is, I'm really taking that time to be able to start reflecting. June, a little bit of I'll be honest, a vacation. Since I'll be in Cancun, and it's just one of those things where it's like, um, man, like I'm gonna be up and gone. So, ooh, my hands. But yeah, man, this has been an update so far in Mexico. I thank God Almighty that things are safe and good right now, and I pray that they continue that way. I have to get back to work, and I was taking this time as a break to mentally reset and record this video that I meant to record. There's some other ideas that I do need to get out there, such as going on this mission trip in less than, oh my gosh, 5 days from now. Oh man, that's amazing. I'll be in the mountains, in montanas, sí, en los montanas de Durango. Es muy hermosa, bonita, y quiero ir. Sí, sí, sí. It's gonna be absolutely beautiful, man. Helping the children, eating with the people, service, man. Service is what it's all about. What that means, and what I was thinking about earlier, just like important topic of being ready to die for the gospel. Goodness gracious, that's a topic in of itself, and can't get into it right now with everything going on. But I'm gonna uh, man, I gotta make a habit out of this. Upload the videos immediately. I'm gonna upload this immediately, same day, right after I record this. But yeah, man, it's been a blast so far being all in Mexico. Um, like nothing has nothing bad has really happened except for this. Um, you know, got chased by a dog. Other story in of itself, and me looking like an idiot, not knowing enough Spanish. So those are probably maybe the three things that have happened so far for me, man. But things continue. Let's check back in March 8th, and if I haven't heard anything different or new, and these cartel men are not doing what they're doing to an egregious extent, and Mexican government has already taken back the state of Jalisco, and they continue to really hone in on just like not doing damage around anywhere dangerous in Mexico, I'm fine. And even if Jalisco stays as is all the way up until fin de junio y julio, está bien, está bien in Mérida. That's really what I'm concerned about. But I still am always praying for this country, man. Please keep us in your prayers, Mexican people. Well, I'm not the Mexican people, but the people in Mexico, people of Mexico. Yeah. Um, but I need to get back to work here. So it's been quite a time, and I also gotta eat. Ants everywhere. At least they leave me alone. Tomorrow, Wednesday, we go to the library again. We exchange with Spanish and English speakers, so that's gonna be really fun. But and then tonight, oh, what's up? There's a bug there. Tonight we plan for my Spanish lessons all up to June, so that's gonna be really fun. Um, so yeah, let's look at the view. Uy. Ah, hermosa aquí. My hair. Yeah, man, but good stuff so far. Good stuff so far. So I'll go back inside this house and continue with life as is. Ooh wee. That's man, these are beautiful scenes, bro. Golly, Mexico's so beautiful. Alright, then, I gotta go.